All right, Shalawam. First and foremost, let's start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, by Hashem YAHAWASHI, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, and brothers on down from Great Millstone, the men that taught me this truth, and peace and salutation, Brakathum, to all you sincere Akim that's laboring in this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, and this lesson, is going to be entitled The Lord's Secret, right? And it's only being revealed in these last days unto his prophets. All right. And according to what Amos 3:7, the Lord God would do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets, man. And through the spirit, Lord willing, we are those men. Okay, the prophets coming back, pursuing to 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, right? The spirit of the prophets are subject unto the prophets, and the men of Great Millstone, starting with the apostles. Okay, that the Lord has revealed these things onto us in these last days, as far as prophecy is concerned. Okay, for one, His name. Okay, because the world as a whole doesn't know the true names of the Father and the Son. Okay, they're calling the name of the Lord, all right, the Father being God, or Yahweh, or um, Jehovah, but that's not the true names of the Lord, right? Um, the Lord has one true name, right? The Father's name is Yahawah, and His Son's name is YAHAWASHI, who the world eagerly calls so-called Jesus. All right, and we're living in the days where scriptures mention that the elect shall praise that holy name. All right, shall praise His holy name, especially in their captivities. And right now we're in the captivity. All right, being captive, hastening to be loosed under the the rulership of the Edomites. All right, which are the so-called white man today. Okay, but let me get a first precept I want to bring out is Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 4, right? It says, who have ascended up into heaven, or descended, or who have gathered the wind in his fist, who have bound the waters in a garment, who have established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou can tell? So this is basically a mystery to the world, a secret. Okay, because like I said before, you have actual people that thinking they're calling on the true names of the Lord, but they're not. All right, for one, the true name of the Lord is going to be in Hebrew. Okay, the ancient Hebrew, or the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kadash. The true names of the Lord is going to be spoken in Hebrew. Okay, which, I mean, only the elect is going to be calling on those names in these last days, man. All right, so that's basically a secret, and the secret of the Lord's name is only given onto the chosen, right? The elect. Okay, because when all hell break loose here in this society, those that faithfully call upon the Lord, all right, they're going to be delivered. They're going to be saved. You see, you got guys that they're saying that we don't know the name of the Lord. You could call the Lord anything. All right, the Lord is going to give us His name in the kingdom, which that's a lie. All right, the true names of the Lord is written in the Paleo Hebrew. It's written in the Hebrew text. All right, the Lord gave us all this information. You think He's not going to give us His name, His true name? All right. For one, okay, the Lord, He wants us to call upon Him. All right, He wants us to acknowledge Him. So why not give us His true name? Just like how Moses, he asked the Lord what was His name, so he could tell the people, the Israelites. All right, and he gave him his name, and his name is Yahawah. All right. So how much more today, especially we're at the end? You think we're not gonna know the true names of the Lord, right? The true and one name of the Lord, okay, is Yahawah, and his son's name is YAHAWASHI. All right. Another thing is that you know the world doesn't know the plans that the Lord has to destroy Babylon the Great, which is here in America. All right, this is another thing that people think that the earth is going to be destroyed. No, the earth is not going to be destroyed. Pursuant to Ecclesiastes 1:4, the earth abideth forever. The Lord is coming back to destroy Babylon the Great. All right, and Babylon is talking about here in America. Modern day Babylon is America. It's not talking about ancient Babylon. All right, because ancient Babylon was never brought down by missiles, by fire. Okay, matter of fact, is right now is present day Iraq. Okay, that's Babylon. But this is talking about the daughter of Babylon, which is speaking about a modern day Babylon, which is America. All right, and you know, you have the MOTB. That's another secret that only the prophets of the Lord is able to see, because the Lord has gave us that eye salve to understand in these last days that the MOTB is the charagma, all right, which is an implantable micro C hip that's going to be planted in everybody on the planet Earth. All right, that's another uh, thing that's hid from society. All right, a lot of people don't understand that. That's the next big prophecy. Okay, when this thing happens, you know, that's going to change a lot of things in the earth. Okay, as far as the way how uh, you do transactions in the society, you spend money. Okay, you're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to uh, do your day to day thing without this physical mark. All right, you got guys saying that is a spiritual mark. It's Christianity, it's sin. It's an embargo. All these things are lies, man. It's an actual physical device that the so-called white man is going to be. He's going to make mandatory in these last days, man. All right. So let me get another precept real quick. This is the book of Psalms 91. All right, 91 and 1. It says, here he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And what's the secret place? Is this truth. All right. This is what's gonna protect us in the times to come. It tells you that in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time and strength of thy salvation. All right. And dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, this is what's the Lord is our refuge, which is going to say in the next verse. Basically, He's our protector, shield and buckler. All right, He's going to have the angels have that hedge of protection over us, man, because we've been dwelling and being you know faithful to His word, man. All right, so the Lord is going to protect us in these times to come. Okay, and these are the things that the world doesn't know. He doesn't know, especially when it comes to our people, the Israelites. You know, see, you got to understand that out of the nation of Israel, there's a elect or a chosen. Okay, that the Lord is dealing with. All right, it's not talking about them small hats, them people that's calling themselves Israelis in the land of Israel. All right, that's another uh, secret that the world doesn't know about. In fact, they trying very hard to keep this information from the true Israelites, the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's why they'll call you black, they'll call you Hispanic, they'll call you Native Americans, all right? But you got true biblical identities, man, for who you are today, all right? That's why the whole controversy of Zion, who's the true Jews of the Bible, right? And it's coming out that these guys that's calling themselves Israelis or whatnot, they're not the true descendants, all right? They got that land through what? Robbery, through thievery, okay? By a Balfour Declaration, which was hand given to them by the Rothschilds, man. All right. The Lord said, uh, the real people of the Lord, the real Jews are gonna, you know, uh, be given that land through our Lord. Basically, when the Lord comes back, okay, the Messiah, he's gonna set up the true descendants or the true people, right, rightfully back in their land, pursuant to Isaiah the 14th chapter. The Lord said He would have mercy on Jacob and would yet choose Israel. Okay, so these are the secrets that are only being shown to the elect in these last days, man. All right, the chosen that the Lord has set up from the foundation of the earth to receive this truth. All right, not everybody that call themselves Israelite or are a descendant of Israel, right, is going to receive this truth. All right, that's why it's going to be a cutoff between you know uh, basically the 1/3 and the 2/3. The 2/3, they are destined for destruction. The 2/3 of our people, okay, the wicked among our people, they're going to be slated for destruction, pursuant to Zechariah the 13th chapter, verse 18, verse 8. Okay, but the 1/3, they're going to be delivered. They're going to be uh, a part of that, deliverance when the Lord comes back. All right, and that's another secret. The chariots, with the world even called so-called UFOs, those are the angels that are in those chariots, those vehicles. Okay, but only the elect is going to be able to understand that. All right. Let me read on. It says, "And I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In Him will I trust." Man. All right. So it's the Lord, okay, that is going to, um, you know, we're going to trust in, man. The Lord is going to protect us, especially in these times to come. All right. We're going to lean upon the Lord, pursuant to what Isaiah 10:20, right? We're no longer going to stand upon those that smote us. All right, roughly paraphrasing, we're gonna rely on YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. All right, this is the book of John, chapter 15, and verse 15. It says, "Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth." Right. So this is the Lord speaking, YAHAWASHI. Right. He doesn't refer to us as servants, right? Because a servant doesn't know what his master does. But the Lord is putting us on the game. He's basically letting us know. He's giving us the true skinny of what's going on. All right. It says, "But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you." All right. So the Lord is just relaying the message, man. All right. That everything that's you about to witness or see in these last days, the Lord is telling us before all hell break loose. Before things happen on the earth, the Lord is letting us know. And the same thing we're doing, when we're making these lessons and we're going out there teaching on the highways and hedges, all right, we're doing the same thing. We're letting those of the elect know, all right, the times where we're coming into, man. We're blowing that spiritual trumpet, all right. You're gonna have those that are gonna take heed, and you're gonna have those that not, because they're not of the elect. They were blinded, like it tells you in Romans the 11th chapter, verse 7. All right, the rest were blinded. All right, so that's the 2/3 of our people, man. Okay, that don't consider that they want to continue on in their wickedness. They want to continue on in darkness. The Lord is going to slay two parts of them, okay, with the sword. ultimately by thermonuclear destruction. All right. All right. So the Lord referred to us as his friends, man. Okay. You know, he's telling us all the things that's going to happen, man. So he's revealing his secret onto us, man. Okay, he's not revealing it to the whole world, but he's revealing it on to those that have been called into this thing, hoping to be chosen, right? If those of us that endure to the end, Lord willing, you know, we are of that number. All right. So it says, "Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whosoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you, give it you." Right. So this thing is all about having faith, man, and trusting in the process. All right. The Lord has already showed us what's going to happen, and we're seeing these things come to pass. You know, things that were written 2,000 plus years ago are happening right now in these times, man. We're in the verge of World War III. All right. We're in the verge of the MOTB, okay, about to be made mandatory. It's basically here. All right. You know, you have the technology of the Neuralink, you know, with Elon Musk creating the brain implant, the BCI. We're seeing all that taking place right now in the earth. Okay. And these are things that have already been brought out to us, man, through the spirit. All right. For generations after we're those same prophets. We've been prophesying this thing for generations. Okay. Every time we come back through reincarnation, we're speaking on the same thing over and over again. So it's been revealed to us from back in those times, and we're still pushing it to this day. All right. But these are the secrets that the world doesn't know, is only given unto the true men of the Lord in these times, in these days, to understand and to prophesy, man. All right. Showing you that, you know, that's why the Lord spoke in parables. Let's get that in Matthew, right? Matthew 13, verse 9. I'm gonna start in verse 9. It says, "Who have ears to hear, let him hear." Meaning spiritual ears, man. You know, you have that understanding. Okay. All right. The Holy Spirit is working with you. Verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of the Most High, right? The kingdom of heaven. But to them it is not given. All right. So it shows you, you know, if you're can receive this truth, man, or this understanding of the scriptures, then you're truly blessed. All right, because it wasn't given on to the majority of the world. All right, it was only given on to a remnant, a few, to receive in these latter days, man. All right, so if you understand the mysteries, that means that the Lord is truly supping with you. Okay, the Lord is truly dealing with you. All right. If you can receive it, then most likely you're not of the elect, and you will be destroyed in this upcoming destruction. All right. So with that, I'm gonna end the deal. All praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. To the next time I say Shalawam.